everyone, I'm your host Pensyfan 19 and welcome to the July 2025 Pensyfan Periodical. This is a monthly news series which covers most of the major railroading headlines from around the world, as well as my opinions on them. We have a lot of news to go over today, so with that in mind, let's get rolling. Since last episode started off in the state of New York, we'll be jumping clear across the country to California for this story, as the FRA pulled all federal funding for California high-speed rail. First and foremost, the project isn't cancelled, despite the large amount of news stories that claim otherwise, as the project is still receiving California state funding from their governor. Federal funding did make up a large portion of the project's funding, but not the entirety of it, as construction is still ongoing and designs are still being made. In fact, CAHSR immediately filed a lawsuit against the FRA for the sudden pull of federal funds, claiming that the move was primarily done for political reasons due to various complaints about the projects from the current ruling party. Although, it's not the first time that California high-speed rail had federal funding pulled, as federal funding was revoked between 2017 and 2021, and was then reinstated between 21 and 24, and yet the project still progressed forward. And that right there is a key takeaway that I want all of you to get from this. Don't believe the negativity. No matter how much some news agencies claim a rail project is cancelled or that it isn't good, always continue to highlight the benefits of rail transit to everyone. The more you highlight how rail transit, no matter how massive and busy or how small and infrequent, can still help at least a few businesses develop or help move at least a few people between destinations, then it's still worth building it. All it takes is for a few more people, either in positions of power or just everyday neighbors, to recognize these benefits so that they can properly understand and raise support for a method of transit whose benefits will almost always outweigh the drawbacks for everyone involved. So whenever you hear someone call a transit project a waste of money or can never be done, talk to them about how building a train will help decrease travel times and spur economic growth, which can all be possible if it can get more support from the state and federal governments and their voters alike. Speaking of which, here's some interesting news. CRRC is to test a hydrogen-powered high-speed train in addition to a panda-themed monorail. Shenzhen Metro has employed robots to deliver freight on the subway, while the Moscow monorail is to be turned into a trail. UKCP has released designs of their Antar bi-level tram. Argentina has privatized their freight rail network. Hydrogen-based rails have been created by Voestalpine. DB Cargo has released a self-driving Siemens Vectron. SNCF Class BB2700s are for sale. A British Rail Class 69 has been dedicated to the British Police. James May raced against the NYC subway on a city bike. Weird Al Yankovic performed in his first concert at the Madison Square Garden with yours truly in attendance. And the Ameristar Rail has proposed a New York to Los Angeles service that would use auto racks in addition to coaches, essentially creating a NY to LA auto train, with one news agency mistakenly calling this service high-speed rail. In regards to follow-up news, C2C is the next railway to be nationalized in the Great British Railways along with West Midlands Railway. Ancora is now trying to take over CSX. The R211A has entered service on the B train, with yours truly catching its first day of service on the line. The Nevada Northern Railway has selected an American 250th anniversary livery applied to their SD9. Amtrak 231 and Maersk 6976 have been acquired by the Illinois Railway Museum. The Amtrak Mardi Gras will be starting service on August 18th, and funding has been secured for the Heartland Flyer for another year, thus giving the service through the World Cup. In other news, Mooney received a loan to avoid service cuts. LA Metro is to start service on their A-Line extension on September 19th. CN could sell off the former BC Rail main line. Jaguar has acquired the Columbia Basin Railroad. MBTA has finished their renovation of Winchester Central Station. Construction has started for Metro North Naugatuck Station, as well as the RRMPA's roundhouse at Strasbourg. Ross Rowland has passed away along with Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. The Shinkansen E10 series is to be used for India's high-speed rail, while Velvet has purchased TGVMs. CRRC has released designs for the Tbilisi Metro, while Stadler released high-floor tram designs for Cologne, along with Tramlink V3s for Catalonia. ODEG has purchased the Stadler Fleur de Coup, while the Rivia Express purchased Skoda EMUs. SNCB has selected CAF to construct their new EMUs. Indian Railways has tested hydrogen-powered coaches. Amtrak has begun testing their Siemens Aeros for the Cascades. The MRTC 3100 class has entered service on Manila MRT. Zhou has placed Alstom Omnio into service, while Vancouver SkyTrain placed their Mark V railcars into service. Tagab has painted an RC2 into its original OBB livery in Sweden. Weiswick Hall is to be used as the Hogwarts Express for the new Harry Potter TV show. Narrow gauge steam engine Calumet and Hecla Mine No. 3 has been restored in Upper Michigan. A GE 44 tonner has been given I Like Ike decals on the Abilene and Smoky Valley. NW 611 is to run on the Buckingham branch this fall. And UP 6936 is to run an excursion service to help out several nonprofits in the Quad Cities this September. Also, congratulations to the Avelia Stream Nordic X80 and to Tobu Railway's Spacia X for winning Red Dot Design Awards. Happy 30th anniversary to the present-day Wheeling and Lake Erie. Happy 40th anniversary to the Burlington Junction Railway. Happy 50th anniversary to the National Railway Museum in York. Happy 70th anniversary to Disneyland. Happy 100th anniversary to Chicago Union Station. And happy 121st anniversary to the Via Rail Ocean. Quite possibly the most anniversaries in a periodical. After all that, it is now time for this month's meme of the month. This month's meme of the month is Hagrid F40. And now, the top story of the July 2025 Pensyfan Periodical is Union Pacific buys Norfolk Southern. In a surprise move that caught everyone in complete shock, and once again somewhat focusing on California, Union Pacific announced that they would be acquiring Norfolk Southern for $85 million in order to create the first direct transcontinental railroad in the United States. The combination of these two Class 1s creates countless opportunities to deliver goods from one end of the country to another without inter-railroad transfers and layovers at major shipping points, as it brings the total mileage of the two railroads at over 50,000 miles across 43 states, thus becoming the largest railroad in the world. Seeing how much territory this would give to a single company, several unions and other groups have raised their concerns over the merger, citing higher fees and less overall competition, as the number of American-owned Class 1s would decrease to 3 from 4. People have also speculated that BNSF could possibly merge with CSX in order to create a transcontinental network of similar size in order to compete with this merger, but Berkshire Hathaway has denied such talks at this time. Technically, this announcement only marks the beginning of a potential sale, as no official transaction has been closed as of now, and the acquisition process would take another 22 months, as well as final approval from the STB, similar to CPKC, thus making their acquisition go through in May of 2027 at the earliest. Seeing the size of this acquisition, I'm honestly not sure how to react to the news. On the one hand, it's sad to see NS go, and the proposed side makes the new railroad look gigantic when compared to anything else in history. But on the other hand, part of me is interested to see what shipping operations could arise from having UP run direct trains from New Jersey to Los Angeles, and everywhere in between. I'm just taken aback at how quickly this whole process took, as the announcement came not even 2 weeks after UP initially expressed interest in purchasing NS. But again, I'd like to reiterate that this isn't final, and this could also easily be a situation like SPSF, where the merger is blocked in the 11th hour, especially when considering that this combined network would result in over 50% of the American trackage belonging to one company. It'll just be quite the ride to see what ends up happening over the next 2 or so years. Thank you everyone for watching this month's episode of the Pensyfan Periodical. There have been a lot of rail news headlines for the month, and it'll be very interesting to see what the future has in store for all these articles. Thank you again for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.